Hey everybody, Blind Man Travels here again. Today we are going to do another reaction. The last one I did was Molly Burke going to Japan. As I've been to Japan myself twice, I thought it'd be appropriate to do another reaction. This time she's talking about traveling Tokyo. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it.
No, I can't see.
See, she made a joke about blindness. Very common for disabled people to are comfortable within their disability to joke about themselves.
What will I do? I'm home. I'm finally over the jet lag. I am still missing the 7-Eleven food.
I can relate. I miss the convenience store food in Japan.
Although I did finally get to try that famous strawberry whipped cream sandwich, not from 7-Eleven, but from a little restaurant. It was so good.
Yeah, that is good. I can attest.
Guys, I found one of these famous Japanese strawberry sandwiches here in Kyoto. Obviously, I had to get it.
That one's a big, chunky one, it looks like.
Oh my god. You got cream on.
That's pretty big for a Japanese sandwich. Well, something kind of thin.
All over your face, but it looks good. But you don't care, right?
I can say that the 10 days I spent in Japan were true, pure magic, and there is no way that the videos that I made can ever really, truly portray how wonderful of a time I had. It was one of the, if not the, most accessible cities I've ever been to in the world.
I'd agree with that. It's probably one of the most accessible cities anywhere I've been to as well. Not saying that Japan is perfect, it does have its problems, but I would agree they're very accessible.
You might not know this, but these truncated domes that you see in cities all over the world for the blind at crosswalks that are usually bright yellow for higher visibility for low vision people are tactile markers for the blind. I call them foot braille, which is actually pretty
Actually, those were invented in Japan.
accurate because the original name I believe is Tanjis blocks, which does translate to braille blocks. And they were actually invented here in Japan in 1960s. And they were first installed in 1967, and then they were mandated nationwide in Japan in 1985. So you really see them everywhere, both indoors and outdoors here. Not only the braille bumps for your feet, but actually strips, like stripes, that will go down the entirety of sidewalks, leading you to different paths, and it's incredible. It's so cool. Okay, so I found something else that's so incredible. So I'm following my path, and then here is a fully tactile map of the train station with braille. Of course, it's Japanese braille, so I can't read it, but it's all tactile. It can show you where everything is, and there's these buttons on the side, and when you push them in different languages, it will tell you about the train station and give you an auditory description of where to go. Obsessed. Accessibility.
Yep, that's actually pretty good.
In Tokyo is incredible. So right now we're actually in Ginza, and they shut down this big massive city street on Saturdays and Sundays so that people can walk like down the middle of the street. It's so nice because as a blind person it's so easy for me to walk around, like I don't have to fear.
Yeah, Ginza is it's the big upmarket district. It's like the high street of Japan. So yes, that's where you would go for your higher end boutique shopping. But yes, they do shut down that particular street for pedestrians on weekends. So it's really nice.
Traffic or cars, I have so much ample space because it's not like a ton of people are condensed onto the sidewalk in this busy neighborhood. They have all of this space along the street and the sidewalks to spread out. So big fan, and I honestly wish more cities did this.
I've seen other cities do things like that, like in Munich did it 60s originally, Munich, Germany. But yeah, I agree. More cities should take that model.
Stumbled upon this rooftop that is so cool. It's like this multi-sensory rooftop, so it's nighttime right now. There's this.
Look at those lights. Those lights are all like RGB lighting.
Music playing, you have to take your shoes off, and there's this like, I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's like this mushy texture, and there's all of these different shapes and heights of these, structures that are covered in this mushy material, and they're all lit up different colors.
And there's trees all around, like there's trees. We're up on a rooftop, but it doesn't feel like you're on a rooftop.
And
like,
we're in
it's
the middle
amazing.
of the city, but it's like all you can hear is the music. You can't hear traffic. This is so cool.
Get up away from the traffic.
Before I check out of my hotel here in Japan, I wanted to show you about some of the really cool accessibility features that I've noticed. So for example, right at the front entrance of the hotel, there is the truncated domes that are tactile.
If I saw that in hotels too, walking in.
But what's really interesting is once you go in, there is these lines. Now you see these all over here in Japan, but if I follow these tactile lines, it makes sure that I stay in a straight line to be able to enter the door really easily. And the elevator is super cool too, so I want to show you that. So you don't even have to push the button for your floor, you just hold your key over this box. Did it get it? Yeah. And it'll automatically take you to your floor. That
must be a specific feature for a hotel, because they didn't do that for me in any of mine, but I was probably staying in a little bit more of a budget business class hotel. But I did have to swipe in after 8 p.m. in order to get access to the elevator. I do remember that.
Also have these separate panels. They of course have Braille, and the elevator talks in Japanese and English. And this shows you which floor you're on, low down, so for people with low vision who can still see, it's not way up there where you can't see it, it's right here where you can look at it.
It's also accessible for wheelchair users as well.
And the panel of buttons is lower so that people in wheelchairs can more easily reach it, and they have it on both sides. So even if it's really full, you can still find it. Okay, so I've come to McDonald's before I leave. Something I would never normally do. But I needed to show you this. So it's not just at McDonald's, but this was the easiest place to come to get it. The packaging here for their condiments, whether it's blueberry jam, which is where I first saw it, whether it's ketchup, mustard, or in this case, butter and maple syrup for my little bit of pancakes. The packaging is so much more accessible in my opinion than those like little annoying grip baggies that we get in North America. Basically, what you do is you squish them together, like you just fold it in half, it cracks, and it comes out automatically. So basically,
yeah, it starts squirting. I've seen that with ketchup and mustard for hot dogs too.
Basically, I just folded it in on itself, and it so easily burst and then distributed around the little pancakes. This is so much easier for everybody, disabled or not. Like, this packaging design is just way smarter than how we do it in North America. As a blind person, I love seeing how accessibility is done in different countries and different cities. I'm currently in Tokyo, and I found the coolest blind accessible bathroom. So basically, there is this panel for the bidet, and underneath, underneath all of the different buttons, including the flusher, there is Braille to tell you what each button does.
Yep, that's very true. I showed that in my hotel room.
Now, I can't read Japanese Braille, but I am a Braille reader, so if I lived here and knew Japanese, this would be so helpful, and I've never seen anything like this. And look, they even have a seat where you can sit your baby while you go to the bathroom. I really like
Yeah, I noticed that too.
this packaging. It's like a strawberry scrub, and what I love about it is it's a pop top, because listen, as a blind person, screw off, particularly when I'm in the shower and my hands are wet, blah blah blah, I drop it, that thing's lost. I'm on my hands and knees. This, I'm not losing it. Love it. It was so clean everywhere. The people are incredibly kind and sweet. Okay, so we're leaving Shibuya and we're trying to get back to Ginza, and we decided let's just try to take a train. So we came down to the station, and it's so beautiful. beautiful. Everything is so clean. We found this like food market that has all of this fresh prepared food, and it all smells so good. Okay, one thing I love about Japan is, at least in Tokyo, all of the like government workers wear the most beautiful uniforms. Like all of the taxi drivers and all of the people at the train station wore white gloves, suits.
Yeah, that's very common. The train conductors or the taxi drivers will wear a uniform or a suit and white gloves.
Hats. And my mom was just saying that there's gardeners and they're wearing pastel pink jackets. Like, so chic. The food is fantastic. Genuinely, some of the best food I've ever eaten. In particular, the desserts. And as a non-sweet tooth,
I was saying that too. Don't skip out on dessert in Japan. It's not like what we think of Japanese dessert in the West.
girly, I never thought I'd say that, but they know how to do their sweets and their desserts in Japan. This cake that is
Spectacular.
We're gonna have at least one more before
we made it.
I wonder if that's a cheesecake. Remember, cheesecake in Japan is not, it's not like a New York cheesecake where it's hard. It's more of a bouncy texture or spongy texture.
I have to go down and get another slice
today. I know. So it's a crepe cake, and it's thin layers of crepe with
it's a crepe cake. Okay.
thin layers of cream in between.
Fresh cream.
Yep, they like putting cream in everything they can.
It's phenomenal.
It's mind-blowing.
It must take a long time to make.
And even
Probably cream from Hokkaido too.
just the feeling of cutting through it feels cool, doesn't it, Mom?
Oh, it's
You
gorgeous.
can feel all the layers
Oh,
cut.
yeah. Oh,
And
it's
then
just amazing.
It's
I won't do. That's one for the lab.
like, usually we would just share a piece. I'm like, no, we really
We might
should
need a
have
slice
gotten our own.
each. Yep.
That I would think that's one of the longer train rides. Yeah, that looks like a Shinkansen. That's a bento, or an ikiben, as it's called.
You'll never guess who I've met up with. Look, it's James Rapp, here in Tokyo, eating ramen. Better than Howdy. Howdy doesn't feel right eating ramen in Ginza. So we just had ramen. It's my first positive ramen experience. Look, I love my little $1 ramen packets, but that's not real ramen, and I know that. But the only time I've had like real ramen, it was in LA and it wasn't good. This is a whole other story. We are in like a true local spot. There was no English menu. We were just like, we'll have that. And whatever we ordered is phenomenal. We have found a hot.
You do see those ramen places like it where they're actually like little individual booths where you could eat alone and no one really talks to you. You just get your order, you from the vending machine, and you give it to the person and they bring you your bowl.
Matcha latte. This is what we were looking for. Have you tried it, Mom?
I have it. It's delicious.
Not much of a coffee person, but matcha's really nice. And you'll see it in lots of different foods in Japan, even like ice cream.
Oh, that's really good.
That didn't disappoint.
All right, we went down one of these laneways because in Japan, in Tokyo at least, off the main strip, there's all these little laneways, and you go back there, and there's stores and restaurants, like just as much as there is on the main strip. So we turned on, and I heard this buzz, and I'm hungry, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of people are busy eating. And so we found this little Korean restaurant, and it's packed. Like, we literally have to wait to get in. So I'm like, that's a good sign. Let's go. I'm gonna get, I think, some kimchi fried rice. All right, I got my kimchi
Yeah, that restaurant does look cool.
fried rice here.
That's usually a good sign in Japan is if people are lining up, it's usually good. but Japanese people do love to line up if they think it's worthwhile.
It came with this little bowl. I don't know if that's like a side soup or if I meant to put it on. I am unsure. And then my mom got dumpling soup. Okay, we've been seeing people walk around K-Town with like these cheesy, biscuity things. So I was like, let's try it. I'm sure one of you, at bare minimum, is going to know what.
Well, that's supposed to be one of those 100 yen coin things, it looks like, with cheese in the middle.
This is, and be able to tell everybody in the comment section. Okay, you guys, I've got the cheese coin.
Oh, that's actually more of a 10 yen coin. Okay.
Let's see how. I took one bite already. I didn't get much of the cheese.
Okay, look at
it's
that.
Like sweet and savory.
Look at that pool.
This time tomorrow we'll be on our way to the airport, which devastates me. And so we're having our last dinner. Obviously I had to get sushi because you know your girl loves her sushi.
If you want more, but I think this is what you want.
Oh my god.
Yeah? You can just keep on pumping it.
How's the meal, Molly?
I'm dying. I'm dying. This is so good. Like sushi will never be the same. It'll never.
Yeah, sushi in the West is not the same after you had it in its home country.
Yeah, this has screwed me over because
And
it's
we
so
are
good.
at Sushi Sunlight right now.
Just like the convenience stores in America or in the West are not the same after going to Japan.
Sushi Sunlight.
The fashion is incredible. I could have spent all of my money. So
I don't know much about fashion. So. Going on.
So we just went to a store called GU, which is owned by Uniqlo, but it's even less expensive, and it's more like teen and 20s girls, I believe, and stuff was really cute, but nothing was quite right. But that's okay, I had way too much luck at Zara, and before you judge me, every Zara gets different stock, and they actually have Tokyo exclusives, okay? So, it
I'm not judging you, just name my thing.
hit different. Zara Japan hits different. We're at this store called Chico, which, from my research, is a Japanese brand. And this is so cute. Ah, no, I can't see. Ah, what will I do?
Yep.
Okay, I'm being annoying. I have this face covering on. They give it to you in every store, so you can cover your face so you don't get makeup on the clothes when you try them on. Makeup free.
Okay. So for people who do wear makeup, that's actually a pretty clever idea.
This is cute.
What do you think?
I like it. Turn around. It's cute too, huh? Yeah.
So I'm currently in Harajuku at this store called X Girl, and I'm doing my final shop before I leave Tokyo. This fit, you guys. This is my new vibe. This is my look this summer. I'm obsessed. My final task for show on our last day is helping me find all of the Japanese beauty products I want. Bless his soul. So I'm giving him tasks he's never done before. He's like walking around with his cart around the drugstore. He's like asking all the staff, he's like, and where is this hair stick?
Okay.
Sunscreen, skincare, and hair care. I asked one of my friends who just knows literally everything about beauty, and skincare specifically is her niche. She is a beauty writer. She writes for a living about beauty and skincare products. So, and we have the same skin type. So I was like, girl, what do I need from Japan? And she's like, here's the list, bring some back for me. And I was like, I've got you. Think of how many hours this would have taken us. We would have given up.
Yeah, the camera's capturing that flickering light a little bit.
Day one, I woke up a little bit groggy, but not nearly as jet lagged as I thought I would be. And my mom somehow had 0 jet lag. Well done, Neve. Okay, you guys know I'm a matcha addict, and the jet lag's hitting. I need some caffeine.
I was telling you about the ice cream. There it is.
So, iced matcha soy latte and matcha soft serve. It is soft serve ice cream that's like dipped in matcha. Delicious. Although coming back was a totally different story, but we hired a private tour guide for our first day there. His name was Sho, and he was wonderful. Okay, so we met up with Sho, who's a delight. You're a delight.
Hi.
The first place that he took me to was perfect for me. It was a multi-sensory art experience called Team Labs Tokyo.
Yeah. Chose not to go to it, but yeah, I could see why it would be interesting.
As you experience the artworks with your entire body.
This was the one where you had to go barefoot.
これから皆様には裸足となる全身でアート作品を体験していただきます。There is a water area and a garden area. Your feet will get wet in some spaces. Please take off your socks and tights in the locker area.
Okay, do you want to say something for YouTube?
I'm in a room of light and it's like intoxicating, it's mesmerizing, it's everything. It's like magic. Okay, this room has all of these inflated balls and you can touch this one and it changes the color and it like makes that noise.
Oh, it's musically. It's a musical thing. I gotcha.
My brain is so happy with all of this stimulation. Okay, so this room has a bunch of flowers and it changes between each season. I can't obviously see them, but it smells like flowers in here. So the multi-sensory experience, I'm still able to enjoy the art without seeing it. I'm obsessed with this place. Wow, my voice is like echoing. Do you hear that? This room is filled with real flowers and they're literally surrounding me and they move up and down and the floor is shiny so I can see all the lights.
Is that a glass floor or is that like a mirror?
Reflecting on the floor, it smells incredible. I wish more places like this existed in the world. You might hear some rushing water. That's the sound of a waterfall and I just literally like walked through this uphill area that's like...
Yeah, I've seen footage of that one.
Pouring warm water all over your feet. And this is like fascinating. I couldn't use my cane, of course, because it's like rushing water, so they made me pull my cane up, but I had a railing and I was able to like walk up, and I have no words. This place is so fun. Now I'm in a room with all these bean bags, and you walk across it like it's sand or something.
Well, there's a lot of cherry blossoms around you right now. Yeah.
It's quite a light show there.
Full of cherry blossom petals. Yeah. And actually, a lot of fish, koi fish is swimming around you too.
They like me.
Yeah, they like you a lot. They like you a lot. Actually, she's standing still.
And that wasn't even the only multi-sensory experience that I found in Tokyo. On my final day there, I also found what they called an art aquarium that I got to experience. Day one, I went to Team Lab's multi-sensory experience, and I'm ending my final day at another multi-sensory experience.
Yeah, that one looks unique. Not sure if those are lanterns or what those are supposed to be.
They seem to really like doing multi-sensory things here, which, of course, as a blind person missing one of my senses, I adore. So basically, this is an aquarium at, I thought it was called Waco, but it's actually Waco, on the 8th or 9th floor. It's really cool. So I can hear all these sounds. I can hear water running. I can hear a drum going into music. I can see these lantern lights, and I can smell. It smells like essential oils almost, and I think each area we go to is gonna kind of have different experiences. So they call this an art aquarium to celebrate goldfish, which apparently is a really big thing here in Japan. So
yeah, there's that town that actually has goldfish or different kinds of fish swimming. And the stream.
In the second room here, there's different music playing, and my mom said there's all these tanks filled with goldfish, and I can tell that the light is changing and moving. Apparently it's changing colors, and the smell has changed in this room as well.
clouds are rising. There's a little plant in there. The goldfish are swimming around.
Looks like there's an access hatch up top for feeding and maintaining the tank.
So bright right here, and again, the music, everything's changing. I can hear the real water running in front of me. It's wet.
Is it wet?
Yeah.
Cherry blossoms again. Great Japanese theming in this, obviously.
Oh, that's cute. You can put your hand in here, but I'm too scared. Hello, fishy, fishy. Hello, fishy.
This is origami.
It's a unique tank.
We believe.
We believe. They're little origami goldfish. Very,
It's a very unique design for a tank.
very, very beautiful.
These are my favorite. They're these cylinders filled with the fish and water, and they're changing color and light, and I can see like the water ripple with the light.
Hello.
The end. We're at the end.
So there's my reaction to Molly Burke's travel experiences in Japan, specifically about accessibility in Tokyo. So hope you all enjoyed it. To watch something else I've done recently, go ahead and click on the video right there or right there. Again, I'm not sure where it's going to be because I'm blind. And as always, hit the subscribe and share your comment in the description below.